Coleman, the Fulham manager. Their season has turned around a bit over the last couple of weeks.
And now the lineups for today, starting with Chelsea. Goal number 1 is Čech. 4 is Makélélé. 5, Alexis Smertin. 6, Carvalho.
Let's have a look at today's teams. And Fulham named the same side that started the midweek cup tie at Nottingham Forest. Mark Crossley's outstanding form has left Edwin van der Sar on the bench. Rehman has filled in admirably alongside Zach Knight in the heart of defence. Steve Malbranque is getting back to his best after injury delayed his start to the season. Boa Morte has scored 4 in the last 4 Premiership games. Collins John, though, has joined the casualty list with a hip injury. Chelsea made 2 changes from the side that started against Everton last weekend. William Gallas replaces Celestine Babayaro at left-back, and Alexis Smertin comes in for Tiago. There's still no Didier Drogba, but they haven't really missed him. Arjen Robben is most definitely the man of the moment. He scored in each of the last 3 games. Fulham have won their last 4 games. Typically their neighbours, Chelsea, have won their last 7. Something's got to give. And if the second London derby of the day is half as good as the first one at White Hart Lane, we will be in for a real treat here. Just 2 miles between Stamford Bridge and Craven Cottage. Fulham have got the neighbours round, and it promises to be a cracker, Tony.
Promises to be a cracker, Ian, yeah. You said 25 years since, certainly, that they have won this game, Fulham against Chelsea. And believe it or not, I was playing in that game when they last beat Chelsea, so we'll see what happens today.
Here's Andy Cole with a blistering blast after Malbranque had tested Chelsea's resources. It was a stunning strike from Cole and nearly a flying start for Fulham.
Well, that's where he's got to get, I think, Steve Malbranque, just behind Claude Makélélé. He does so, the ball breaks for Andy Cole, great drive, and it's a couple of yards over the top. That's where Malbranque's position has got to be. Makélélé playing the holding position for Chelsea. Malbranque being the player most advanced out the midfield 3 for Fulham. He's really got to drive Makélélé the other way. Did so there right at the start of the game.
Papa Boba Diop with the header. Fulham signalling their intention straight away. They've scored 8 goals in their last 2 matches, 4 at Newcastle and 4 at Nottingham Forest. But they're up against a team with such a miserly defence, of course. Chelsea have only conceded 3 goals in the Premiership this season. 2 of them were long-range stunners from James Beattie of Southampton and Zoltan Gera of West Brom. The other goal is a Nicolas Anelka penalty. It has to be a penalty or something special if you're going to stick one past Chelsea at the moment, it seems. Zach Knight now for Moritz Volz, the German. Radzinski. John Terry steps in.
We spoke about Malbranque trying to get driving Claude Makélélé back in the Chelsea, into that Chelsea back 4. Both teams lining up with similar systems, obviously with a 4-3-3 system. So the movement of that midfield 3 in there tight, where it's going to be so congested, is going to be so important. For Malbranque, read Lampard for Chelsea. He's going to have to drive forward and support his striker.
Pembridge now for Cole, looking for the return. Ricardo Carvalho hasn't cleared it properly. And Radzinski has a swipe at it.
Well, he scored a couple in midweek. He didn't really look like scoring there, did he, Thomas Radzinski? Again, sloppy play from Chelsea. Carvalho dropping short Gallas with that pass. Just touched by Pembridge into the path of Radzinski, and really at these early stages of the game, they should have hit the target, mate, Cole and Radzinski.
Fulham are giving it a go in the opening minutes, though. A couple of warning shots fired in the direction of Čech. Fulham's season transformed over the past few weeks. 4 straight wins. Confidence has returned. They couldn't have asked for a much better time to play their near neighbours. Fulham have been in Chelsea's shadow longer than they care to remember. They could step out of the shadow today, although here's Guðjohnsen. He's cleverly got the throw off Boa Morte.
Good player, Guðjohnsen. I mean, Mourinho stumbled on this system, really, since the injury to Drogba. He's played Robben and Duff, played two wide players and ended up with this 4-3 formation, but Guðjohnsen has played brilliantly in the lone striking role.
Follow Ferreira's cross, and in came Lampard, and Crossley dealt with that. It's gone out for a corner, though.
First good save for Crossley of the game, wasn't it? Cross coming in, Fulham rather watching that, particularly Maurice Volz. Lampard getting in there with a header. It was too high to volley, and another great save from Crossley. He's having a wonderful time at the moment, isn't he?
An action-packed start to this London derby. Lampard takes John Terry near post, but it's sent back out towards Lampard, who delivers again, and Crossley under pressure from Guðjohnsen claims it.
Well, he put that cap on before the game. I can remember in the Newcastle game last week, he saved about 3 shots with his face. He's going to have to be careful. It was like a second pair of hands, wasn't it? That face of Big Norm, as they call him here at Fulham. But again, a comfortable catch at the set piece, and good start for Crossley.
Boa Morte. Here's Boa Morte up against his Portuguese international teammate Carvalho today. Chris Coleman hasn't beaten Chelsea in 3 attempts, but then nor did a few Fulham managers before him. Terry. Offside against Damien Duff. He was sailing away from him anyway.
Well, annoying thing for John Terry there, because Damien Duff looking straight down the line of that Fulham defence. He shouldn't be offside, but I think John Terry's been brilliant these last couple of seasons, particularly in the way he's learned when in possession of the ball, particularly learning off Leboeuf and Desai, I think.
Rehman perfectly picking out Radzinski, and Volz now arriving, but he's presented it to Makélélé. Lampard. Here's Robben. And Maurice Volz able to intervene, and you need to intervene to stop Robben getting in his stride. Andy Cole's going to latch onto that, but John Terry takes command. Oh, he's on a run. Oh, what a run it is! Still going! And it's wide, but that would have been one of the all-time great goals from John Terry.
Great stuff from John Terry coming out the back. A little bit of luck as he prodded it through the legs as that night. I thought Rehman was going to make the slide, but he was a little bit iffy, thinking he'd give away a penalty. And maybe just at the end, Johnny was running out of legs and toe poked it wide as Crossley came out. I think he was surprised more than anyone else how that opened up for him, but great run. Look at him puffing now, though.
Don't blame him. Cole. Malbranque. Slammed away by Ricardo Carvalho. These two teams will meet again in just over 2 weeks' time here. They've been drawn together in the quarter-finals of the Carling Cup. Chelsea progressed midweek with a 2-0 win at Newcastle. Fulham were a few minutes away from going out before taking Nottingham Forest to extra time and beating them 4-2. William Gallas playing at left-back today. Wayne Bridge left on the bench. Babayaro played in that role against Everton last weekend. Carvalho's header goes to Radzinski. Cole couldn't dig it out of his feet, and he presented it to Makélélé, but it's taken back by Diop. Malbranque.
Very congested in that midfield area, isn't it? 6 players there, 3 against 3. Malbranque and Lampard being the further advanced of the midfield threesomes of either side, but very congested and very hard to get your foot on the ball.
Guðjohnsen may have been on the ground, but that didn't bother him. And now Paulo Ferreira with Damien Duff making a run ahead of him. Crossley will collect that though.
Good run from Duff, good link play with Ferreira. Just couldn't get quite the right cross in with his right foot.
Cole. Pembridge, who retired from international football yesterday after John Toshak was appointed Welsh boss. Malbranque for Boa Morte. And John Terry, calm.
Excellent play from Terry again. I mean, that's an easy header out, but certainly to keep possession of the ball at the same time, it's great defensive play.
Makélélé has returned it to Robben. It's going to be some tussle between Robben and Volz. Robben's won that particular duel. Makélélé. Gallas needs help from his fellow Frenchman. He's an Englishman. Offside against Guðjohnsen.
Second time he's tried that diagonal ball, this time trying to find Guðjohnsen instead of the wide player Duff, John Terry, and again, lazy forward play, looking along the line and finding himself offside.
Last time Fulham beat Chelsea was 25 years ago. It was actually across at Stamford Bridge, 2-0, 1979. John Beck and Gordon Davis scored that day. You remember that day, Tony?
Yeah, I was thinking I was man of the match for that one, Ian, actually. No, I had a small part to play. Great win it was.
By Radzinski.
Interesting fact to have a look at Malbranque playing up against Makélélé is obviously Malbranque would like to be a regular in that French side, but when it comes to these big games against Chelsea and Arsenal, he's tended to get a little bit bullied out of it and been in awe of the senior internationals. I think today he's really got to prove a point up against Makélélé.
Here is Makélélé, now Duff. Unusual from Duff. It's a Fulham throw and nowhere to go.
Much to the liking of the Fulham enclosure over on the far side, but Chelsea just starting to get a foothold in the game. A slow start, but they're just starting to get a little bit more possession than Fulham there.
Lampard, Duff, movement from Robben here. Well, he took a dive, according to Uriah Rennie, and he's fuming with Rennie now.
I think he inadvertently caught his heels, Maurice Volz. There's no doubt about that. He clipped him as he went past, but I think he didn't mean it. And I think the reaction of Robben right up to Uriah Rennie, right in his face, was a bit fortunate not to get a yellow card himself.
Cole, Pembridge, Diop. Under pressure from Lampard. He can cope under pressure though, can Papa Diop. Here's Pembridge, now Radzinski. As Fulham aim to threaten again. Boa Morte. It's going to come to Guðjohnsen. 3 against 3 at the moment, and here's Robben to have a run at Zach Knight this time. Moritz Volz had advanced, and Robben in the danger zone again. Threatening to score again in the 4th match running.
Well, you called it exactly right. 3 against 3. You simply can't afford to leave yourself 3 against 3. And obviously that leaves you one-on-one. Great play, beat Zach Knight easily on the outside. Goes for the drive across goal. Good save by Crossley. Unorthodox. He saved it with his feet.
Smertin now for Gallas. Sliced it out. It ends up in the front row almost of the Chelsea fans.
Central defensive partnership in the Premiership have got to talk more and keep 4 behind the ball. Definitely 4 against 3, because you can't allow Robben one-on-one on that left-hand side or Duff on this right. So they have to talk to their midfield players if back players go in support. And I think Chris Coleman has just gone over there to say there must be more communication.
Crossley aiming it towards Cole. Malbranque and Diop. Carvalho hanging in there. Now Smertin. Lampard spreading it for Gallas, but Radzinski earns Fulham a throw.
Good tracking back by Radzinski, getting the throw in. Danger signs there though for Fulham. Chelsea just getting a foothold in this game.
It's bobbled off something like that. Chelsea's throw now. Duff making himself available. Lampard. Guðjohnsen stepping out to receive. Here's Robben. And it's saved in a rather unorthodox way again by Mark Crossley. He needs no backlift whatsoever, Robben, and he gets tremendous power on those.
Great strike, wasn't it?
Robben for Guðjohnsen, but there's no return.
Again, the save from Crossley. You said it was unorthodox, but how many of those did he make against Newcastle last week? Just gets anything in the way.
Robben, who has taken the Premiership by storm. His Chelsea career only recently underway after suffered an ankle injury pre-season. Manchester United's loss has definitely been Chelsea's gain as far as Arjen Robben is concerned. And what a game. Lampard. Duff. John Terry. Another run there. Smertin. Cut out by Rehman. A 21-year-old who has caught the eye in that defensive role alongside Zatman, another youngster, of course. Mike just 24. It's about the first thing that hasn't gone right for about 2 weeks for Arjen Robben.
I suppose he is human after all, but they've had a great 10 minutes, Chelsea, but just... I think is that shot by Robben on the edge of the area. Guðjohnsen sets him up with a little ball, little backlift as you said, but I think you have to give Crossley credit. That ball was moving all over the place. Sometimes you can't be quick enough to get your hands up there and get them in the way. So if you're not going to get them in the way, obviously get something there. Got his body right behind it. Good save.
Carvalho for Paulo Ferreira, Portuguese pair. They were together with Mourinho, Porto. Carvalho. Makélélé. Now Gallas. Robben has returned it to Gallas. Gallas has returned it to Robben. He's on his way again. It's Arjen Robben. Well, it's going to come to Smertin. He should have done better.
You're right. It wasn't the easiest of chances, but again, brilliantly set up with Robben. Good link play with Gallas on the far side. And as he gets near the dead ball line, he's intelligent enough to cut it back. I think he could have another touch here, Smertin. Just steady himself, have a touch. There's plenty of space in front of him, and just keep it Crossley. But he elects to take it first time, and he drags it wide, really. Plenty of space here, Ian. Just have a touch, set yourself, and then hit that target.
Smertin spent last season on loan at Portsmouth. Robben, once again, the danger man, though.
Because Fulham are playing a 4-3-3 system, and the Chelsea are having more, shall we say, possession of the ball. Both sides are playing 4-3-3. You can't double up. So what happens is Radzinski can't double up and get in front of Volz to give him any protection. So Volz is got to get touch tight, stop him from turning, of course, and get running at him. Now he needs a little bit of help, a little bit of information from one of the maybe central midfield players to shuffle over there, or one of the central defenders. He's not getting at that at the moment, and he's getting a little bit isolated, and he's getting a little bit of a running from Robben.
Chelsea knocked off the top of the table by Arsenal's victory earlier. Their astonishing 5-4 victory at Spurs. Cole. No goals yet in this London derby, but not for the want of trying on both teams' parts. Chelsea looking the more likely though, and here's Robben again. Just look at him go. Robben pulls it back for Guðjohnsen. Oh, he's put it wide, and Chelsea have squandered another great chance.
Unbelievable pace again. It was a mistake by Zat Knight. Robben capitalises, cuts it back again. Intelligent cutback. Guðjohnsen only has to hit the target, and it's a goal. All the pace was on the cutback, and he hits it wide. Chelsea should really be up in this game at the moment.
You wouldn't fancy having to mark Robben, would you?
I think we might need Batman out there to mark him, actually. I mean, he really does have pace to burn. But they're not doing themselves any favours. That Knight lost possession of the ball. Maurice Volz is not getting tight enough, and Fulham not helping themselves. That's the clue to it. And at the moment, I think maybe a little bit in awe of Chelsea.
Diop for Steve Malbranque. Straight through to Čech. Makélélé. John Terry. Makélélé. Terry caught out by Malbranque. Ricardo Carvalho is covering.
It's the first time he's been caught, but that's what Fulham have got to do. They've got to get more in the face of Chelsea. John Terry having plenty of time on the ball, this time getting caught out. With only one striker, there's two central defenders. It's always going to be one of those in possession of the ball.
Pembridge with a cross. It comes to Boa Morte. Ferreira hooking it away. It's a foul by Boa Morte on Duff.
I don't see why he's complaining about that one. He's all over Duff, trying to get back at the ball. Had a good chance there as the cross come in, Boa Morte, but I mean, no quarrels about this. I mean, that's the definite foul.
Ferreira's free kick. Rehman. Guðjohnsen, Smertin trying to take it over. Terry now for Gallas, with guess who ahead of him? Robben. Ferreira. Boa Morte's flick. Another touch from Malbranque, and Boa Morte now released by Cole, and Makélélé has brought him down, and that's going to be a card for Claude Makélélé, you suspect.
Great pace by Boa Morte, getting in advance of the forwards for the first time. Great play by Malbranque and Cole to set him up in the process. He got away from Makélélé. Really, he had no option. He was going away from goal, that saved him a red card, but a yellow card, and well, again, he can have no quarrels about that.
So a tester here, perhaps, for Čech. Steve Malbranque. And Mark Pembridge standing over the free kick. Here it comes from Malbranque, and Čech knew it was always whistling over.
He's actually trying to start that one off straight, Steve Malbranque, and curl it for the near post in there, but it really never looked like getting the curl or dip on it. It's a trouble the keeper, Čech, and he saw it sail harmlessly over the bar. Should have at least hit the target.
Well, it's been a typically lively London derby. Here's Volz. Spinning away from Robben, much to the delight of the Fulham faithful, but it's given away. Ferreira had to hurry with Boa Morte closing in. Smertin. Radzinski forcing Gallas into conceding a throw.
Sometimes a little bit awkward in that left-back spot, Gallas. I'm sure he prefers playing central defence, but also the fact that he's right-footed doesn't really help him on that left-hand side in the left-back spot of defence for Chelsea, but no doubt when he's up against someone, one-on-one, he's a very, very good defender.
Fulham coming into this game on the back of 4 straight wins, but Chelsea coming into it on the back of 7. Boa Diop now. Volz. It's another Fulham throw, and they're creeping down that line.
He's trying to force it slightly, Volz down that right-hand side. Maybe could have come out, kept possession. Pembridge has got a slightly longer throw on him, and Diop is very dangerous at set pieces.
Here it comes from Pembridge, in towards Diop. Pembridge delivers again. Boa Morte for that night. Now here's Bocanegra. Andy Cole. Okay.
Well, that was noticeable. Fulham had possession of the ball. That night had possession, passed it wide to Bocanegra, and as soon as he passed it, Stevie Keane and Chris Coleman were down there saying, get back in defence. Don't get interested in keeping on and continuing with the play, because it left Fulham 2-on-2 if there was a breakaway from Chelsea. More communication needed in that Fulham defence, because Chelsea strikers tend to just stay up there, wait for the break, and they're so quick on the counter.
Fulham finished 9th last season, their highest ever position. Chris Coleman's first game, first full season in charge. Malbranque. Pembridge. Boa Diop. Bocanegra now for Boa Morte. Against his fellow countryman in Ferreira. Pembridge still going. Boa Morte's got it back. And Cole trying to force the issue.
Good leap, Andy Cole. He really leapt early and tried to put John Terry off of his leap. He really made him mistime his leap, John Terry, but really divert it on target.
Lampard survived Pembridge's attention. Here's Duff. Inside and outside of Bocanegra. Settles for the corner.
Dangerous game to play. Fulham again leaving Bocanegra and Volz one-on-one with Duff and Robben. This time Bocanegra gets the block in, but there was no one over to help and support if Duff had beaten him.
Damien Duff delivers. Ferreira. Gallas leaves it for Makélélé.
Not the best from Makélélé. I think he's been given a little bit of a warning. I know Chelsea have got a strong squad, but Scott Parker was magnificent against Newcastle in the week, and I think we'll see him pushing him all the way for this first team spot.
Makélélé. Lampard. Guðjohnsen coming deep. Ferreira. Guðjohnsen. Rehman won it, and won it well, and was then fouled by Smertin.
That'll do the youngsters' confidence the world of good, getting a nick off Guðjohnsen. Guðjohnsen's superb touch, but this one just got out of his feet. Rehman was quick to nick round the wrong side and gained the foul from Smertin as he came out the tackle.
Towards Boa Morte, who, if he gets past one of his Portuguese pals, Ferreira, quickly bumps into another in Carvalho.
There won't be much that they don't know about each other's game, Ferreira and Boa Morte, having been in that Portugal squad for so long as well. As you say, Carvalho, but it's always different training and then actually playing against the man.
Steered out by Rehman. Guðjohnsen. Robben on the chase. He's quick, but not quite that quick. Half an hour played. No goals. Plenty of excitement.
It's a good game of football. As we said, they're both playing a similar system. Chelsea have had the better of the first half, I would say. And a couple of glorious chances for Guðjohnsen and Smertin. Fulham had a couple of early shots. Chelsea have had the lion's share of possession.
A lovely touch from Radzinski then for Malbranque, and now here's Cole. Malbranque let it run out.
That's what's tending to happen, because Chelsea are having a lot of possession. When Fulham eventually get it, they're a little bit hurried themselves and trying to make it happen quickly, rather than just taking their time a little bit more and playing like they normally do.
Guðjohnsen. Smertin. Lampard. Here's Duff. Lampard. Robben has come over to this side now. Lampard has picked him out. Robben can't sneak it through to Duff. Makélélé getting stuck into Malbranque, and a free kick given against Malbranque.
Malbranque losing possession easily against Makélélé, and I think he gets a little bit overawed when he plays against senior internationals. I've seen it before when he's played against Ferreira and Makélélé. He really needs to assert himself on the game. Dangerous position for Chelsea, right in the middle of goals.
Especially with Robben around, and Lampard, of course. Fulham crowding the wall. Robben has moved away. In fact, he's just making the point that the ball could be back even further. It's Frank Lampard with a hit! Brilliant! 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 Chelsea lead against their near neighbours, and it's a stunner from Frank Lampard.
Well, you can't say they can't deserve it, but what a wonderful strike from Frank Lampard. I was thinking maybe it's a little bit too far out. Little touch to the side, stopped by Duff, strike by Lampard, no deflection, but look at that ball move in the air. Absolute great movement. He starts it off straight, looks like it's going straight down the face of Crossley, but it moves away in the air, and he's got absolutely no chance. What a super strike, hitting across the ball, and it's a kind of reverse swing, if you like, Ian, rather similar to cricket, and Crossley had no chance, absolutely no chance.
Well, when he scores, they are usually spectacular. Mark Crossley, who single-handedly defied Newcastle last week, couldn't cope with that screamer from Lampard. Radzinski, though, is going nowhere, and a big test of Fulham's character, this.
Well, it may give Fulham the cue really to get more in the face of Chelsea and stop being in awe of them and get at them and pressure them at the back and put them under a little bit more pressure in midfield. But Chelsea are such a good side all over the park, and we know how reliable that defence is and what movement that midfield has got. It's very, very difficult for them. But I feel they have to up the tempo of their own game if they're going to get back into it. But what a great goal from Lampard to open the scoring. Superb strike.
And Lampard playing in his 121st consecutive Premiership game. It's a record for an outfield player. Last game he missed actually was against Fulham 3 years ago. He was suspended. Here he is again, Frank Lampard. Now, Robben. Chelsea trying to come at Fulham from all angles. It's a corner off Radzinski.
Well, this time Radzinski doubling up. He's seen the danger on Volz. Comes back and defends and gives away the corner, but such a difficult player to play against, Robben.
Robben, and nobody picked up Duff. Trotting across. It's Duff. It's anxious for Fulham. It's still bobbing around, and Diop was the man who hoisted it clear. Fulham have got a free kick there.
Chelsea fans behind the goal really urging their team on. They can sense that it's there. Chelsea can kill this game off maybe in the first half, looking for that second. Ball wasn't cleared properly by Fulham, bobbling about. Bocanegra can't clear it. Helped back in there by John Terry, and luckily for them, Diop is really on the end of that one and just gets it away with a sky-high clearance. But Fulham hanging on, trying to stay in this game before the break.
Chelsea have been in this situation a few times, of course. 1-0 up this season. In recent weeks, the goals have started to come as well. 9 in their last 3 games in the Premiership. Rehman won it. Robben for Gallas. Gallas can't find a way past Volz, but looked like he might for a moment. Fulham's throw.
I can't remember Volz giving Chelsea problems going the other way up that far up the park. He defended well there, but it's a sign of the times, isn't it? Fulham have done their wide players, Boa Morte and Radzinski, false back. Robben and Duff have been very much on the offensive in this first half.
Makélélé back for Gallas. Away by Volz. And ball, just a bit. Andy Cole, we misjudged that one.
There's Chris Coleman. I think he's really got a little bit of a talking to go in there at half-time and really convince his players that really they can give Chelsea a game and get right into them. And, you know, this is a West London derby. Let's make it into one. Really give Chelsea a far more difficult time than they've had in this first half.
Duff. Robben. Buzz amongst the Chelsea fans whenever he's on the ball. He gives it to Lampard. Ball shot against Rehman, but I don't think he would have known too much about it. It came at him with some venom.
We've seen a few of those decisions lately where the players have got their arms away from the body and they get the block in, and interesting to see it again, but I think Chelsea may have a good shout for the pen, and we'll have to see.
Gallas takes over. Corner kick for Chelsea as they look to add to Frank Lampard's opener. He's still protesting about this.
Well, he's saying the arms are away from the body, and I think he's right. Sets himself again, gets his shot in. The arms are up in the air for me, Ian. That's a penalty, I'm afraid. And you know, he's trying to get the block in and does so with his arm.
You have a point, and Frank has a point. He's made it to the referee. Uriah Rennie decided against it. Guðjohnsen. taking on Radzinski. Thomas Radzinski hurt by Guðjohnsen's challenge.
I think he's okay. Again, good defended by Thomas Radzinski, but it's not really the area of the park where you want to see him in. You want to see him giving problems to Chelsea up the other end, and against the foul there, I don't think that's anything to do with getting a yellow card for Guðjohnsen. He just gets a little bit outpaced by Radzinski as he gets the block in. Gets a little bit frustrated, but I don't think that's a bad decision from Uriah Rennie.
Chelsea with just one championship to their name. It was in 1955. 50 years on. Are they going to finally do it again? They are sure looking good at the moment. Fulham trying to offer some resistance now with this free kick, which will be taken by the American, Carlos Bocanegra. Bocanegra in for Diop. High into the sky by Paulo Ferreira. And Rehman's header hit Guðjohnsen. Now he finds Cole. Carvalho just dipped his toe in.
Weak stuff from Malbranque though again, and allows Chelsea on the counter, and Robben, but he's intercepted this time by Volz, but well, they give it away again.
Diop dispossessed by Robben. Fulham get away with that.
I think they've got a problem holding it in up front. They've got no support for Andy Cole. Malbranque has really not been in the game. He's one I think that Chris Coleman's got to get into at half-time and get him in that game and tell him, you're one of our best players, you've got to get on that ball and keep that ball for us.
Volz now. Radzinski making the run. Czech knows he can't pick it up. Here's Bocanegra. Cole. Bocanegra taking out Guðjohnsen. Not much doubt about that.
Yeah, I think again Uriah Rennie being a little bit lenient, but then again he has let Guðjohnsen just off with a foul against Radzinski. But again, good defending from Carvalho, just nicking the ball off of Cole as he tried to hold the ball up and haven't allowed Fulham any fluency in their play.
Robben. Here's Duff. Pembridge now. They just can't hang on to it, Fulham, and here's Robben for Guðjohnsen. And that night brought that spell of danger to an end. But Chelsea ready to come at Fulham again.
Well, it's just been wave after wave of Chelsea attacks. I think there was a couple of shots early in the game from Cole and Radzinski high over the bar, but how many times have you seen Carvalho and Terry starting these attacks off for Chelsea and patiently building, and a couple of glorious chances for Smertin and Guðjohnsen, and it wasn't until Frank Lampard got that wonderful free kick that they took the lead, but they fully deserve it.
It's only Lampard's third goal of the season. He got 15 last season. But he does offer so much more to this team, of course, than merely goals. Driving force for them. Major influence for them. A goal scorer for them today in this London derby. Time approaching. Free kick.
Again, right decision from Uriah Rennie. Hasn't got many wrong this first half. He's had a decent game in a West London derby, but he hasn't really allowed it to get out of hand and refereed on the large. I think very, very well.
Paulo Ferreira gets it back from Robben. It's going to come to Smertin. Oh, he's rising, but he's had a couple of pops in this first half.
Okay, not the best of shots, maybe could have set himself, just took it on a stride because there was no challenge coming in again from Malbranque, but too easy to get those crosses in. I think one manager, Mourinho, is going to go in a very happy man, and another manager, Chris Coleman's going to go in there and really try and get his team going. going to see how well Chris can motivate his team for this second half, which they haven't really been in this first.
You might be relieved that there's only the one goal in it, if there still is the one goal in it by half-time. Having said that, Andy Cole off balance as he struck that one.
Well, that's what happens. You wait and wait and wait for your chance, and then when it comes, eventually you have a snatch at it because you haven't had much of the ball. Really allowed to have a feel of the ball this first half, Andy Cole, and just snatched it, as you said, when he had the chance.
It's going to be one additional minute in this first half. Malbranque trying to set Boa Morte away. Smertin fouled by Pembridge. Volz hurriedly giving it back to Crossley. It's given him a bit of a problem. And once again, Fulham their own worst enemies.
They look like the rabbit caught in the headlights at the moment. Really all trying to, quite afraid to get on the ball and giving that man, Mark Crossley, a few problems there with that back pass, Volz.
Guðjohnsen, little touch on to Robben, who slides it through to Lampard, who goes down. And the verdict is going to be a yellow card for Lampard for taking a dive.
Well, he's convinced it's a foul, and you can see from the reaction of Frank Lampard, I think, who's not accustomed to going down, that he probably thinks that that was a clear-cut penalty. Again, a good break from Chelsea. Robben coming across the park because he was on the right-hand side this time. And he sets up Frank Lampard as it comes across. Lampard stops his defender dead in his track, Maurice Volz, goes to his left. I think he treads on his toe, but I think what it is a very dramatic response from Frank Lampard. But there you can see he did stamp on his toe, but I think the dramatic response maybe didn't get him the penalty.
Well, that's two penalties he felt he should have had, Frank Lampard, and Rehman handled earlier. Radzinski now for Boa Morte. It's half-time. And Chelsea have certainly been in command of this London derby. Frank Lampard still protesting about two penalty shouts that he had, but it's his goal, and some goal it was too, that has given the boys in blue the advantage over their local rivals. Half-time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 0, Chelsea 1. So Chelsea start the second half. Craven Cottage, 1-0 to the good. A sizzling strike from Frank Lampard. A couple of penalty claims. They largely controlled the first half. But so often in football, we see many a game of two halves, and Fulham will be hoping that is the case today.
Certainly be hoping that it's better than it was in the first. It really allowed Chelsea to control the game, and I'm sure Chris Coleman's team talk would have been something in the vein of, you know, we've got to really give them a game here, boys. We're lucky to be in it. Probably two penalty claims, which were penalties for Frank Lampard, and all you've got to show for it is a yellow card and another great goal. Maybe a bit fortunate that they're just the one goal down, Fulham, but they're still well in this game, but they have to have more effect on it.
Hello, Ferreira. Who's that come off? The answer is apparently Paulo Ferreira. Boa Morte takes it quick to Cole. Scooped away by John Terry. Chelsea have only conceded 3 goals in the Premiership this season. Fulham are going to have to try and breach that oh-so-mean defence if they are to get anything out of this London derby. Bocanegra takes the free kick. It's away by John Terry. Volz first to it, ahead of Robben, who stayed down. Radzinski with the cross. Robben has taken a smack in the face here. That's why Uriah Rennie has been forced to stop the game.
Well, I suppose he's right, and any collision of heads, and I think that you have to stop the game, but Fulham were in a good position on the edge of the area, but there wasn't much in it, was there? Those Volz just getting in front of Arjen Robben. I think it's just his arm brushed across his face. So you suspect that Robben would be okay from that little collision that they had. Chelsea will give Fulham back the ball, and probably back in their own half when they're on the edge of the area.
Robben has been a real star for Chelsea of late. He's given a few teams a proverbial smack in the face over the last few weeks. 3 goals in his last 3 games. He's so quick, and Volz is the man having to contend with him today. Boos from the Fulham fans as Chelsea do exactly as you said, Tony, and shunt it back inside their half.
60 or 70 yards further back from where they were on the edge of the area. And Arjen Robben, as we thought, he's fine.
Bad news for Fulham is he is back on. Last time Chelsea won here at Craven Cottage, 1983. Kerry Dixon scored twice in a 5-3 win that day. Gordon Davies actually got a hat-trick for Fulham to no avail. Might not be so many goals today, just the one so far. Carvalho's back pass, and Čech takes his time, keeps his composure. Radzinski chasing, and Čech has given it to Malbranque, but John Terry is there, and it's a bit comical really from Chelsea, but they've got away with a goal kick.
Well, it was all a bit hurried, wasn't it? And I think the problem stemmed from Gallas and Čech not really having any distance between them when Gallas tried to pass it back to him, and here you see they end up a couple of yards from each other. Čech should have really given him a little bit of room, because Gallas was winning the race. All he could do was put it in the path of Malbranque, but John Terry, again, brilliantly retreating to the line. Positional play, extremely good, and just clearing it easily.
Volz. Away by Ricardo Carvalho. Radzinski. Volz. Radzinski for Malbranque. And fend off Makélélé. 2 Frenchmen together. Malbranque got a neat little cross in towards Cole. His initial control was promising. Duff. Duff gets it back, even though he's on the ground, and now he's being tripped.
Clip, but that's better from Fulham. At least they're starting to make a few tackles. Okay, you might get a few yellow cards in the process, but and a foul here on Duff as he just got up and Boa Morte came across him. But at least you're making a game of it against Chelsea and really trying to hurry them into a few mistakes.
Lampard to Robben. Guðjohnsen, and here's Gallas, and Volz has to tuck it away for a corner.
Well, if you suspect that Gallas was on the right-hand side, I think he would have took that under control far better, but it was on his non-kicking foot. He couldn't clear his feet to get the crossing, because that was a great opportunity for Guðjohnsen to put him in.
John Terry lurking. 3 goals this season, they've all come in the Champions League. Lampard takes, and Ricardo Carvalho is in there.
He got his head first to the ball, but he needed a glance, really. Got far too much of a head on it. But he get in front of his defender. Have an excellent cross from Frank Lampard, plenty of pace on it. Just really needed to divert it onto the target rather than trying to get too much on it.
Chelsea hoping to reclaim top spot in the Premiership after Arsenal moved there after their 5-4 win at Spurs. Sounds a bit dull, that game. Here's Radzinski. Malbranque. And Čech will come and claim. Chelsea go to Arsenal in December. And a quartering prospect that'll be. Malbranque. Radzinski for Papa Diop. Now Cole. Some crisp exchanges from Fulham here. Radzinski hit it against Gallas though. And now Makélélé. Duff. Skips past Volz. But not past Boa Morte.
That's good. I think Boa Morte is one of those that can get people going, and sometimes in the wrong way. He's had his disciplinary problems, but he sets the tone for the rest of the team. Fulham putting 5 or 6 passes there together. Showing the final ball from Radzinski wasn't any good, but sign of maybe better things from Fulham to come.
Guðjohnsen has put Robben in. It opens up again for Robben, but Crossley shut him out.
Well played, Mark Crossley again. Stood up to the last moment. Volz drawn out of position again. Comes too far in. That's Rehman playing Robben onside. Cuts in. Maybe should have got his shot away a little bit earlier, but excellent keeping. Standing up to the last moment and getting another block in with his feet.
Mark Crossley in tip-top form for Fulham just now. Gallas seemed to be looking for a free kick then, which wasn't forthcoming, and now he's being caught by Radzinski.
Well, there certainly didn't look much to it from up here, but I think he may have got a flick from Radzinski, but certainly wasn't a lot in it. Maybe just got a flick across the face as Radzinski tried to get across him and threw it out of play. There we see it, Radzinski just getting across, and wow. Wasn't exactly a knockout punch, was it?
Not even close. Gallas getting a touch of treatment. Makélélé covering his position. It's gone over his head. He'll drift away for a goal kick.
I wonder how long it'll be before maybe Chris Coleman brings Radzinski on. Club captain, and when he does come on, he really does put himself about in midfield and likes to make tackles, and I think that's what Fulham have got to do. They've got to get a lot closer to Chelsea, particularly in those midfield areas.
I think we saw William Gallas there having a problem with a contact lens by the look of it. Guðjohnsen. Lampard. Guðjohnsen. Diop has become a firm favourite with the Fulham fans. Given away cheaply. Lampard showing his hunger. Gallas is back on. Contact lens presumably back in place. Boa Morte. Being urged on by the Fulham faithful. Here's Malbranque. And Volz takes over. Radzinski's cross, turned away by Lampard. Papa Diop! That is awesome! Breathtaking from Papa Diop. Have some of that, Chelsea. It has to be special to breach their defence. It was very, very special.
I think we've seen the two best strikes of the season. One from Frank Lampard from a free kick, and what a volley this is. Half cleared by Chelsea, Frank Lampard the edge of the area, and you won't get a better volley than that all season, Ian. Great technique. Čech had no chance in the Chelsea goal. Controlled volley, but what pace on it as well. Ball moving all over the place, and two great goals. Two great goals to light up any derby, let alone this one this afternoon. Probably comes at the end of probably Fulham's best 5 minutes in the game. Now all of a sudden we have got a game.
Two glorious goals. Fulham 1, Chelsea 1 at Craven Cottage. Here's Paulo Ferreira. Lampard. Duff. It's going to break for Paulo Ferreira. Away by Rehman. Oh, it's come to Robben, who took two players out of the game. He's still going, and Lampard. Robben in where it mattered again. Well, he sidestepped a couple of defenders.
The foot of Lampard as he's setting his sights to shoot. Clearance by Rehman, but there it comes, just to the feet there on the edge of the area. Think he's going to shoot, sucks a couple of defenders in, great dummy, then another one, that's four defenders, eventually gets the shot in, goes back across the keeper, Crossley, and Chelsea straight back into the lead. Three wonderful goals, takes it right off the foot of Frank Lampard.
Well, Robben has scored 4 goals in 4 games now. Here he goes again, sets it up for Lampard this time. And Chelsea have reacted magnificently to being pegged back.
Brilliant goal from Diop, great reply from Robben. But Robben is something to watch, isn't he? I mean, he's just a throwback. Duff and Robben. Robben is getting all the headlines at the moment, but Robben is really an old-fashioned winger. You can see he wants to get it back on his left foot, but everybody dives in, think he's going to kick it with his right, but you just can't stop it. You know it's coming, but you just can't stop it. That is the sign of a great player, and Robben has been absolutely electrifying.
Now Tiago's going to come on as we head towards the hour mark. Guðjohnsen, foul. Just a tap.
There's a man who must be struggling to keep up with play. What a start to the second half.
Tiago was an £8 million signing, quite cheap for Chelsea, from Benfica. Here's Robben. Malbranque. Well, Fulham have come back once. They have to do so again.
There's Malbranque. I think he's been disappointing today. There's a player that we thought was going to be more instrumental for Chelsea, and we thought Malbranque would be it for Fulham, but he hasn't really held that ball in there and made things happen, Malbranque. And every time Robben's got the ball, well, you're just gasping.
Here's Boa Morte, though, as Fulham seek another equaliser. Carvalho. Diop. Cut out by Smertin, who's about to make way for the arrival of Tiago. Guðjohnsen to Robben. Here they go again. Here he goes again. No free kick.
Cries of cheek. Maybe a little bit of a dive from Robben, but I think he'd already lost control, Ian, so he was diving then, but a great electrifying run. Game's starting to space out as well, and with pace to burn on both sides. I think we're in for a hell of an ending to this game, aren't we?
Robben, Guðjohnsen, and William Gallas is going to get to this, except the flag is up.
Guðjohnsen is so instrumental. The way he drops off in the deep position, he just sets it up. If teams are holding a high line, they set the play up. Guðjohnsen knocks it in behind, and there's pace to burn from Robben and Duff on both sides to get through.
Here comes that change then. Adding to the Portuguese numbers on the pitch is Tiago, taking the place of Smertin.
Coming on, number 13, Tiago.
Tiago would have come up against Jose Mourinho's Porto a few times in his Benfica days, and Mourinho liked what he saw and brought him to London. Arjen Robben has done it again for Chelsea. Bocanegra, Boa Morte, Pembridge. Carvalho's been caught then in a nasty collision.
Well, I feel that was late from Boa Morte. Carvalho had already lost control. There's no need to lunge in. He was going away wide to the touchline. You can see he already kicks it away. It's late, and there he goes. That's a little bit painful how he lands into the balls by the side there. Maybe done a little bit of damage to himself. I thought it was a bit reckless from Boa Morte.
Portuguese international teammates, but not so you'd notice.
Maybe not room partners.
Not now, anyway. Pembridge wants a long throw. Diop will be the man he'll be looking for to try and flick it on. Pembridge does just that. Oh, John Terry flicked it on, and Andy Cole not far away.
Well, that's a case, I think, that they were more worried about Diop, and John really took his eye off the ball and got sucked under the flight of it, I feel. Had it in his sights all the way, there was no challenge, got sucked under the flight, and inadvertently flicks it on, and Andy Cole just can't quite react in time to put it on the target.
Still in agony, Ricardo Carvalho. Thanks to his Portuguese pal. Here's Boa Morte. John Terry giving Robben something to chase. And he likes to chase things.
It's your worst nightmare, game getting stretched, long clearance, John Terry into obviously the direction of Robben, and Morris Folks really doesn't know whether to get tight or drop off or what. And I think we got more excitement to come.
Ricardo Carvalho. Duff. Tiago. Here's Andy Cole. Duff stirring Chelsea again. Paulo Ferreira is with him. Lampard now for Guðjohnsen. Here's Robben again. Early cross dealt with by Zat Knight.
Strange, he's one of those players when he gets on the ball, Robben, you don't really want him to give it early. You want him to hold on to it because you think something's going to happen. At the time he chose the wrong option, but Chelsea gaining control again after that brief period when Fulham scored from Diop. Got right back in it. Chelsea started to gain the upper hand again.
Terry, offside against Robben. doesn't agree, unsurprisingly. Cole challenging. On by Lampard, and there was a push by Bocanegra into the back of Damien Duff. Good catch, mind you. Quarter of the game to go. Guðjohnsen. Oh, Duff slips it through and just overrun by Ferreira.
I've seen a lot of Ferreira in attack, but he's been pinned back, I suppose, because Boa Morte's on that left-hand side and done his job very well in the right-back spot. Showed his versatility by playing in midfield in midweek against Newcastle, and I'm sure he's going to be a vital member of the team in this championship race.
Flicked on by Cole. Hacked away by Terry. Zach Mack now back for Rehman. Steps away from Robben, finds Diop. Malbranque. Czech coming for it, Andy Cole made contact.
Nearly made a bad ball into a good one, Andy Cole. That's what type of a striker he can be. It wasn't the best of balls from Malbranque. He really should have been curling it in behind, but Andy Cole does extremely well to get across Czech, and well, he can't get it on the target because he's running away a difficult angle, but he's very unlucky.
Oh, Robben escaping the clutches of Volz again. Tormenting Chelsea again, and Diop pops up to clear.
He'll have trouble keeping tonight, won't he, Maurice Volz? It's been a hell of a game against Robben, but I don't think he's going to be the only one, only right back this season, who's going to have as hard a time as he's had this afternoon.
Minutes to go in this London derby. Fulham fell behind to a Frank Lampard wonder goal in the first half, but equalised with a Diop wonder goal, only for Arjen Robben to take charge again. Robben now slips it through for Damien Duff. Ball claim as Rehman slid in. Chelsea will point to the fact that they could and probably should have had 2 penalties in the first half. They lead anyway, and here's Paulo Ferreira on a surge now, and he's been taken out.
Taken out by Bocanegra, did well, tracks 2 players, Boa Morte and Bocanegra, comes on the inside of the pair of them, and he's squeezed out.
Substitution coming off is number 7.
Fulham are making a change. Mark Pembridge is coming off, and they are going to bring on McBride, the first American to score in 2 World Cups. He also scored after coming on against Nottingham Forest in the Carling Cup midweek, but he hasn't scored in the Premiership for a while. I'll be hoping today's the day, but there's some defending for Fulham to do first. Lampard takes, Guðjohnsen, and Gallas has put it in. William Gallas puts Fulham in their place as Chelsea flex their muscles.
You would think that's game, set and match now to Chelsea. Really dominated the game since the equaliser. It should have been cleared by Fulham. Guðjohnsen got across his marker, he missed it, and it probably put off the clearance of, I think it was Diop coming back in there, and he tried to lash at the ball. He misses it, and there's Gallas in behind him just to stroke it in with the side of his foot. Diop, I think, was put off by Guðjohnsen's run, couldn't react in time, and really maybe should have put a side foot on it instead of trying to lash at it. It makes it easily for Gallas just to put it in the back of the net.
Well, Jose Mourinho's Chelsea are proving their worth again, and their worth is considerable. Here's Radzinski, though. Now Volz. Radzinski again! Blocked by Ricardo Carvalho, who's going to play a part in this Chelsea charge by the look of it. Boring, boring Chelsea is the cry. Yeah, they've been really dull, haven't they?
Electrifying at times today. Dominated the most of this game, apart from that little period when Fulham got the equaliser, but they've been very, very assured.
McBride for Cole, but no power on the header.
Sad thing for Chris Coleman was the third goal came when he just made the change and decided to put the second striker up there with Andy Cole. Well, Chelsea really go and wrap it up with their third.
Tiago. William Gallas hadn't scored in the Premiership for 19 months until he got one at West Brom recently. So often these things come along in twos. He has another. Kežman is going to be on imminently for Chelsea. Robben's going to challenge for that with Volz. Here's Malbranque. Chelsea are achieving what they're achieving at the moment without Didier Drogba, of course. He's due back in a couple of weeks. Assuming he can get in the team, of course. Tiago. Paulo Ferreira. Guðjohnsen onside. Robben inside of him. There's only one team in Fulham, is the cry from the Chelsea fans to taunt their neighbours. And ball from Duff. He's about to make way for the arrival of Kežman. Boa Morte. Boa Morte with a teasing run. Needs help. Bocanegra's cross. It's away by Tiago. Now Malbranque. That's not a bad try. And it had to be pushed over from Čech.
Well, I think he had a shot in the first minute, and that's his only other shot in the game. Malbranque. It was a decent shot, but what an easy stop for Čech just to put it over the top of the bar. Fulham now have gone to a 4-2-4, reverting from the 4-3-3, but you just feel it's a little bit too late now.
Substitution is going to be made before the corner, and Damien Duff is making way for the arrival of Kežman, who is so prolific in the Dutch league with PSV Eindhoven. Hasn't scored in the Premiership yet, but it'll come. His only goal for Chelsea against West Ham in the Carling Cup. He's primarily been a sub in the league. Fulham need something from Steve Malbranque's corner. Papa Bouba Diop rising.
I think he's had a good game today, Ian. He's proved a danger at set pieces. He did miss that set piece that, well, Chelsea ran in their third goal, but I think he's had a very good game in the middle of the park. Contested very well. He needed a bit more support around him, I feel, if Fulham were to do anything today, but I think that's one man who's definitely had a game for the Lily Whites.
Well, he's a man who scored a famous goal for his country, Senegal against France in the World Cup. And he scored a cracking goal for his club here, but it's not enough for Fulham. Chelsea, irresistible. Robben now for Lampard, who gets the free kick. Takes it quickly and puts Robben in here. Oh, Robben's nearly scored another spectacular goal, but Crossley turned it away.
It's just bright stuff again, isn't it? Frank Lampard fouled. There's no danger of him trying to waste time. He wants to get on with a quick free kick. He wants the 4th goal for Chelsea. Wide to Robben, gets his shot in. Decent save from Crossley.
Tiago now for Makélélé. Here's Paulo Ferreira. Guðjohnsen. Volz stuck with the Icelander. Now McBride finds Boa Morte. And Fulham make a game of it yet. Not like that. It's Ricardo Carvalho now. Kežman. Kežman trying to take on Bocanegra.
Looks like they're sharing the duties, Guðjohnsen and Kežman, since Duff's come on to keep in the same shape. And Guðjohnsen proving just to be more the one of the two to go out on that wide side and take Duff's place.
John Terry marshals that behind, and the Chelsea fans at that end applaud the efforts of not just their captain but of every man in blue today. It's been another stirring performance, and Chris Coleman won't be the only manager to be on the receiving end of Chelsea this season.
There's a man who's had an interesting game. Great strike for the goal, Frank Lampard. 2 penalty appeals turned down, both penalties in my opinion, and yours. And all he got was a yellow card for them.
For what that bit counts. Here's Paulo Ferreira with the header. Ragged from Rehman. Chelsea sitting pretty on a 3-1 lead. And they've only had to come a couple of miles to play this game against their London rivals. England's capital city certainly has seen some cracking derby action today. Kežman will be hungry for that first Premiership goal. Tiago now finds a man who looks incredibly like him, Ricardo Carvalho. Robben. Tiago. It's back to Robben. Oh, it's brilliant. It's Tiago for the hit. It's just wonderful to watch. Tiago fires Chelsea into a 4-1 lead, and you have to say, this is the stuff that champions are made of.
Been wonderful play from Robben. Gets in advance of Tiago, who's very aware of the situation. Great back heel into the path for Tiago, who continued his run. Great shot across the face of Crossley. Again, he's got no chance. As soon as this game becomes stretched, Robben come more into it. It's been a wonderful display from Chelsea. Fulham have only been in it from the equaliser from Diop, and that was totally out of the blue, a great goal. But that's another great goal from Tiago, and I think we've had a game probably of wonderful goals. Super game of football, and Chelsea have been absolutely superb.
They didn't really need those 2 penalties, did they, in the first half? Well, Tiago likes scoring in London derbies. His only other goal for Chelsea came at Crystal Palace. He's in the thick of this. Fulham have been swept away on the banks of the River Thames by this formidable force that is Chelsea.
The crowd are singing, "We are top of the league," the Chelsea fans, and you wonder if that's there for them to stay, because I'll tell you what, last year I don't think they really believed. This year their manager certainly does, and I think he's convincing the players that they can win this league and run Arsenal all the way. They're going to be a tough nut to crack now, Chelsea.
Kežman, foul on Diop, who scored an absolute screamer for Fulham, but Chelsea have put paid to any hopes of a Fulham recovery. Radzinski's managed to get that across. It's cleared by John Terry. Malbranque. Lampard. Oh, he's put Kežman away here. And he's going to be joined in this attack by Robben and by Guðjohnsen. Chelsea held up, but only temporarily. It's Robben. Just went the wrong side of Kežman that time. Not bad, Chelsea, are they?
I've been very impressed. Very, very impressed with Chelsea. There's a touch of the Arsenals from last season for me about this Chelsea side. They're so quick on the counter-attack. And they look, well, if anything, tighter than Arsenal at the back, but a very, very impressive performance.
The German defender Robert Huth is going to come on for the closing stages here, replacing either Guðjohnsen, who's put in another good shift without getting on the score sheet. He hasn't really needed to. And Robert Huth, I think to Newcastle recently, comes on to play a part in this emphatic victory for Jose Mourinho.
Guðjohnsen didn't score, as you said, Ian, but he's such a great setter-up of chances, and he missed a glorious chance early on from a cutback from Robben, but he really does provide, well, he is the linchpin. Everything, he comes deep, he sets things up, and people go beyond him with their pace. He's a great player, Guðjohnsen.
Volz sending it in, but it's cleared by Carvalho. Lampard takes over. There's Tiago. Czech sending it high in the sky. 6 minutes to go. Fulham were 4-1 winners at Newcastle last weekend. 4-2 winners in midweek at Nottingham Forest. But they are on the wrong end of 4 goals today. Chelsea got 4 against Blackburn, 4 against West Brom, and now 4 against Fulham. We always knew the goals would come, and boy, have they come after all those early 1-0s.
And to his credit, everything that Mourinho has said would come, has come. I mean, he said when they were just edging them 1-0s, as you just said, Ian, that the goals would come, and they have. He says Chelsea are going to win the league, maybe with 2 games to spare.
As he said at Birmingham, I remember, when they scraped a rather fortunate victory at St Andrews. You can't build a house from the roof down.
Excellent performance, and I think now he's going about, well, with this Chelsea side, trying to convince them to be the same mentality as him, to believe they can win it, and they are going to win it. And they certainly look like they're believing today.
Here's Robben. Lampard, and that's a cruncher from Diop. Lampard's got a smile on his face. Well, Arsenal scored 5 today. Can Chelsea?
Arsenal scored 5, Ian. They conceded 4. I think that's a difference at the moment. Chelsea haven't really looked like conceding, apart from that brilliant goal from Diop, which I think any goalkeeper or any team would have had trouble defending.
Makélélé. Radzinski unable to set up Cole. It's fallen very flat for Fulham. There were brief signs of a recovery with that amazing strike from Diop, but Arjen Robben quickly replied for Chelsea. Gallas made it 3-1, Tiago made it 4-1. They might not have finished yet. Makélélé, helped on by Kežman. Bocanegra. Oh, it's given away to Kežman. Still going, but Crossley should smother.
He's a man desperate to get on the score sheet, Kežman, but that one just ran away from him. Fulham giving it away at the back. Great reply to the earlier result, Arsenal winning. I think we saw a lot of that last season with early kick-offs and things, and how teams would reply, and how they've replied, Chelsea.
Kežman bumping off Rehman. Malbranque. Boa Morte. Away by Huth, now Makélélé. Free kick for Chelsea.
Just coming in from behind there, Boa Morte on Makélélé, just nicking the ball but clipping him on the back of the heel in the process as well. So decent decision from referee Rennie.
Bocanegra. Here's Andy Cole. Carvalho. Here's Robben, looking for Kežman, but too near Crossley. A couple of minutes to go, 2 to be added on. Diop. Terry has picked out Robben here. Chelsea going to put the seal on a magnificent performance. Robben teasing, tormenting. Tiago fires wide.
Well, it just stops still when Robben's on the ball. You can hear the gasp from the crowd, home and away fans alike. And again, he sets up Tiago, just comes out of a situation where he sucked 2 or 3 defenders into it. And I think Premiership defences are beware. If we hadn't already seen enough of him, we certainly have seen a bit more today. Quite a few of those Fulham defenders, I think, will be have to straighten those socks out tonight. He's twisted them all over the place.
Well, we're in the 2 minutes of added-on time.
A minimum of 2 minutes added time are being played. 2 minutes added time.
Almost effortless from Chelsea. Tiago has found Robben. Kežman waiting in the middle. And Rehman made sure he couldn't get to it. It was just a bit too far ahead of Kežman, who's so desperate to score his first Premiership goal.
They look like they're desperate to provide it for him. Again, I thought Robben may have had a chance to get his shot away, but unselfish, tries to square it for Kežman. And again, just a yard too far in front of him.
Radzinski on the volley. Oh, they've had some spectacular goals today, but another one not forthcoming from Radzinski.
Well, if that one had flown in, I think it would just about cap the lot. We saw some brilliant goals, haven't we? The Robben individual goal when he beat about 4 defenders. We've seen the wonderful Diop volley. We've seen the long-range free kick from Lampard. We've just about had it all. Some wonderful, wonderful goals and some great play from Chelsea.
Ferreira. Boa Morte. Time is almost up. Fulham's time has been up for a while in this match, mind you. Boa Morte's cross. Czech with the catch, and that should be that. Well, maybe still time for Kežman. Arsenal, Chelsea are back on top.